Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. Let's talk about Black Lightning, Season 1, Episode 6. What a great episode. We got to see a nice, lovely, epic battle between, father versus daughter. Superhero power. I was like, oh shit, Nessa is holding her own against Black Lightning. And we find out that Black Lightning is not healing like he's supposed to or like he used to heal. He's healing slower, but he heals quicker than humans. And we also find out that the green light drug is basically some research that took place a long time ago that, Black Lightning father was exposing as well. So there's a lot of shit going on, and basically we find out Tobias killed Black Lightning father, which is Jefferson killed his father, and actually Black Lightning watches father get killed, and he catches up with Joey Toledo, worked for the man that killed his father, which is Tobias. And we find out that Gamby, used to work with Tobias and with Lady Eve, aka Jill Scott. So there's a lot of shit that Gamby is holding back, is not telling, Black Lightning, because he used to work with them. They used to be partners and used to do research together. So it seems like Gamby knows a lot more than what he's revealing to Black Lightning. And he's also trying to protect, Tobias. Because basically he knows that Black Lightning killed Tobias. There might be a green light on the Jeffersons. And do they know, does Lady Eve and Tobias know who Len and his daughters are? Because Lala did, but he didn't know Black Lightning was Jefferson. You know what I mean? So when Gamby goes to talk to Jill Scott, he says to her, I thought there was on the Pierce family that there was no touching the Pierce family, but do they know the Pierce family is actually Black Lightning's family? So I wonder if that's the reason why, Gamby doesn't want, Black Lightning to touch Tobias. And plus, they all have dirty secrets. They all have secrets. So he's done some dirty work. And so it seems like the research and all this other stuff that was going on before, and maybe Jefferson was part of this research and Gamby knows. So we'll find out, because Gamby might have been part of Tobias' research when, the reason why Tobias has special powers. So we'll see what happens. And Caleb, he's actually with, Tobias, and he's going to go against, Black Lightning. And they're telling him he's going to walk again. Yeah, they're going to give him that green light. So it's like if they give 100 people that green light drug and have them go after, Black Lightning, then that could possibly be the end of him. So now we got Nessa, and we know Nessa can, she can stop bullets from going at her. She can actually, hold Black Lightning's power away from her too when if she puts her hands up. And she's kind of like bulletproof, basically. And she's quick and she's fast instantly. She's real strong. So, and she's younger, so she'll be able to heal quickly and fast than her father now. So anyways, let's get into the research. Let's get into the show. So anyways, we have the police are coming after Black Lightning. Basically, he was spotted, but there was a tip, given saying that Black Lightning was hurt, injured, and he's laying on the street. And that was from Joey Toledo, because Joey Toledo could have killed Black Lightning, but he wasn't able to. So Joey Toledo, he calls the cops. He lets the cop know. He gives a tip to his inside source, and we find out his inside source is probably actually Henderson's boss. I was like, oh shit. But we know Lady Eve and Tobias, they have higher powers over them as well. They're not in charge. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, what's his name? Joey Toledo, he goes to, Tobias' house and was like, I could almost kill Black Lightning, but, my leg got broke. He broke my gun or whatever. But I did give a tip, to our sources at the, the police department, because Tobias was trying to choke him to death and kill him. So he let him go. And then we see Henderson talking to one of his partners, or his boss that we saw earlier, giving the command to go get, Black Lightning. So he has to be a lieutenant. He has to be the, He's in charge of some shit. And so basically, he was like, Henderson was like, there was a witness or whatever, two witnesses, but they're fans, so they're not going to give us any information. They're not going to tell us who he is or whatever. We got no license plate. And so then, the chief guy, the head of at the police department was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. How does he get away? Fans getting away. There's no license plate. There's no this, there's no that. Then he's dissing Black Lightning. And so that's when Henderson goes, so where did you say you got that tip from? He goes, I didn't say. So now Henderson knows that his department is corrupt, and that's what the pastor was trying to tell Henderson, but Henderson couldn't see it. So now Henderson might be like, damn, I'm working with Black Lightning, but he sees that maybe all the rumors and the lies about Black Lightning is maybe not true. It's made up. So maybe he might have a change of heart towards Black Lightning, but he does because he did work with Black Lightning to catch Toledo. So maybe he might be more open to Black Lightning, but he already is because, he has a direct line to Black Lightning because, Jefferson gave him a cell phone. So it is what it is with that situation. I was like, damn, Black Lightning can't catch a break. But luckily, Gamby, he shows up. He rescues Black Lightning, so he gets away. And so, the police are not able to, catch Black Lightning because Tobias was like, as soon as he gets to the police station, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to take him out or whatever. So I was like, damn. So I was so happy that, Gamby picked up, Black Lightning. But, what was funny that Tobias said to Toledo, he goes, white boys, what did he say about white boys? He goes, white people used to be so dependable and so professional. White folks, there was a time when white folks were so dependable and professional. Nowadays, they're shifty and lazy. I was like, no, he didn't go there. He's self-hating too as well, Tobias. And plus, he doesn't like to work for nobody, and he destroys his community as well by selling drugs and putting drugs on the street and shit like that. So he doesn't care about his community. And plus, he probably thinks he's different because he got power and he's albino, and he doesn't want to be in charge of the gang anymore. He thinks that's just lower class work now. So he's feeling real different. He got some inside issues going on with him, with his self-hate, especially because of his father too as well, and the way he did grow up. And so then we have, Black Lightning. He goes to Gambit's, office or whatever. Lynn's there, and basically she's helping him. She's fixing him. She's reading his, MRIs are basically, and just saying that, you might have had some bleeding, but it's not showing. It might have healed up. But she's looking at his brain scan, and, it's really different from everybody else. But, since he has the power with the electricity and being able to control electricity throughout his body and without exploding, that, his brain looks a lot differently. And she noticed it, and she's like, okay, well, right now it looks all good. And so now we have Nessa. She's always getting in trouble. So, in North Carolina, when they had, the militia, the nationalists, the hate group, the terrorist group of these Caucasian people that got together and wanted to stop the protest with, sticks, guns, batons, Ku Klux Klan hats on, and riot gear protection. So they took a little piece out of that and put it into this episode where Nessa and a bunch of, other college students were spraying, the statue that stands for everything negative towards, African Americans or people with melanated, skin or whatever, a melanoid. And they spray it with paint and with guns or whatever. And she gets arrested. Black Lightning is upset. Jefferson's upset because, she's getting arrested. And then Jennifer goes, girl, you stay getting arrested. And so Nessa explained to her father, like, yo, I had to do this. You know what I mean? And so basically, Black Lightning, well, aka Jefferson, gives her a speech and let her know, like, hey, listen, you can't do this. These cops could have killed you. They could have took your life away. You got to understand, you're a black woman, and you can't be a naive black woman because you can be killed, you can be murdered, and you had guns. And she was like, it was water guns, but that's that gives them to like to shoot you anyways. They're not going to see your humanity. They're not going to see that you're a woman. They're not going to see that you're protesting. They're going to shoot you and ask questions later. So they do touch upon that subject too as well. And so even when Lynn is looking at, Black Lightning's scan, she was like, your scan is lighting up like a Christmas tree. And no, when she looks at, when Lynn goes to work, one of her co-workers, he shows her a scan of, the people that are taking the green light drug, the addicts that are taking the green light drug, and it's lighting up like a Christmas tree. And so her partner asks her assistant or somebody says, have you seen a scan like this before? She was like, no, never. And then she picks up the scan of Black Lightning out of her pocketbook and she matches it, but she tells her assistant to go away or whatever. And so he sees it. So he sees her matching the scans together, and they both almost look like they're identical, because that drug green light is something that was made long time ago to give these children and young like kids that they were messing around with power. And I guess there was experiment on children, most children that was in, Freeland and the African American community or the melanated community as well. So when she's matching it, her partner, her assistant noticed, and he places a phone call to Lady Eve, or to people that know Lady Eve. And so they're going to be coming from Lynn. They're going to be coming from Lynn as well. I was like, damn, she can't catch a break either. And right now she's over Black Lightning. She's upset with him because she's tired of him putting his life on the line. She's just tired of him doing all. She's just tired of it, because she doesn't want him to get killed. She doesn't want him to get hurt or anything like that. But he has to do what he has to do. And so then we have Jennifer. She sits and she talks to her father basically about Khalil, that she wants to. No, she ends up talking to, first Nessa is, doing research on mitochondrial DNA, which is like DNA that is passed down, trying to find out where she got her power from and all this other stuff, and going through her grandfather's research. And that's when Jennifer comes in the room and they talk, and they're having a sister-to-heart conversation. And basically, Nessa was like, what's wrong, Jennifer? What's wrong with you? And Jennifer's like, well, I don't know about Khalil. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't go to the prom with him. We gotta watch the game on the sideline. He's no more a part of it. And it's like, I'm gonna be taking care of him for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be pushing him around. I don't know if I can do that. She's young. And so it is a difficult thing to deal with, but it's also kind of like selfish. But she gotta think about her life too as well. And they ain't married. They don't got kids, and they're basically in high school. So she's feeling some type of way about Khalil, that she doesn't want to be with him anymore, really, or she just doesn't understand the gravity of the situation, and it's probably too much for a young teenager to handle. That's probably why her father wanted her to give herself some space from Khalil, not quit, the track team or whatever. So anyways, I was thinking like Green Lightning needs to take, Black Lightning needs to take that green light drug. He'll become even more powerful, but I wonder, would it damage him as well? Would it be overload? And so we learned that Black Lightning power is really strong or whatever, and he can conduct and control electricity throughout his body without catching on fire and without blowing up as well. But the only problem is, as like his new uniform, his new suit, some of the power is backfiring. That's what Gamby says. Well, we don't know if Gamby's not always telling the truth, so we don't know when he's lying. So Black Lightning feels better. He's conducting the electricity throughout his hands, his body, and flying and all this other stuff. But the problem is now he wants to go kill Tobias, because Tobias killed his father, and Gamby knows all this. Gamby knows where Tobias is at. Gamby knows where Toledo's at. He knows where Lady Eve's at. Black Lightning don't even know who Lady Eve is, that she's over Tobias, and she gives orders as well. But I guess they have an agreement, they have a deal where there's certain people that are off limits, but I don't know how long that's going to last. And so maybe that's why, but why can't Black Lightning take them out? So anyways, so Black Lightning, he's feeling, he's feeling like he wants to go kill Tobias and all this other stuff. And he's telling Gambi, like, yo, I want to kill this dude. I want to take him out. Like, I'm done with this bullshit. Like, I really want to do this. And then, Gambi is like, oh, no, stop. Don't do it. Blase ain't a third. You can't do that. You're going to become just like him. Take it easy. And then, so that's when, Black Lightning's like, I'm always hearing, like, some resistance every time I want to take this dude out. He killed my father. They're putting a drug, green light on the street or whatever. So what are you talking about? Like, I don't want to hear that. And so it is what it is with that situation. Black Lightning watched his father get killed. We actually seen in the episode, and it's actually in the clips, that Black Lightning watched his father get killed in front of him, and it was Tobias. They called him a coon. They called him an Uncle Tom, and they stuffed the newspapers in his mouth and murdered his father in front of him while he was hiding under the bed. We also see pictures of Gambi looking at pictures of Black Lightning, and so he's known her for a long time. I just wonder if, Black Lightning was ever experiment on or whatever. So we'll find out sooner or later. I believe he was. So anyways, Lynn, she's still upset. She doesn't want, Black Lightning or Jefferson to get into to run the streets to save people. She doesn't want him to be a hero. Heroes get killed, but a coward dies 1,000 times. So anyways, Gambi is trying to get in contact with Lynn. He shows up at her job basically and just telling her, like, listen, Jefferson he wants to kill somebody and he's going to lose his innocence. It's going to take him away from being who he is. He's not really going to be a hero. It's going to destroy him, mess with his psyche. Now it's going to make him feel better. But it's not going to stop Greenlight from being on the street. He has to get to the top of the top of the people. And Gambi knows who the top of the people is. So why is Gambi playing these games? Like, he needs to let Black Lightning know who is head of the game or whatever, who's on the top of the food chain that Black Lightning needs to take out to stop this. Because if he takes out Joey Toledo, if he takes out Tobias, if he takes out Lady Eve, there's still people on top of them that are higher up than them. So anyways, Lynn was like, I don't want nothing to do with it. You wanted to do this shit with him. I'm good. And so it is what it is with that situation. I was like, damn. And Lynn was like, you've been working with him for all these times, and you guys wanted to do this shit, but then you do it. And so then we find out that Jennifer, she's getting bullied at school. There's the girls that she broke her arm or something, is out here making videos with her mother posting. After they came to Lynn and Jefferson's house and they talked, they served them tea and they greeted each other and tried to show them that brotherly love. I'm telling you, sometimes you can't show your brother's love or your sister's love or try to be there for them, because they'll turn around, they'll stab you in the back, they'll choke you, and they'll turn you over to the law and they'll set you up. So you got to pick and choose who you want to be close knit with, who you want to help, who you want to be around, because everybody ain't good, everybody ain't woke. So anyways, moving on from that, so Jennifer's getting picked on because she lives a little bit of a good life. She has a mother and a father, and I guess because she's well mannered, people picking on her and calling her Becky and this and that. And then also Khalil is part of it. He's the one that's sending out messy texts and messy stuff talking about her disrespect. And I was like, damn, he is so shisty. And so then moving on from that, we got Nessa. She goes up to her mom's job or whatever, and she was like, yo, this is some research, some mitochondrial DNA. This is awesome stuff that I don't understand. I need your help. So the mom was like, okay, I'll take care of it or whatever. And but Nessa's been getting hints throughout the episode that she needs to stand up and fight, because when she got arrested for spray painting a spraying paint on that statue, one of the girls that was there was end up killed by one of the nationalists or the terrorists, and from the militia ran over, which happened in real life. And so now she's upset. She goes over there to the statue in her uniform and her superhero outfit, and she knocks the statue down. Then she runs, and then she calls her mom and tells her mama, hey, listen, mom, I want I want to show you why I want you to do the research and the paperwork I brought you, the reason why. So she's ready to reveal herself to her mom because she can't keep that secret because they're a tight-knit, close-knit family. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And so we have Black Lightning. He starts to do research, Jefferson, while he's at work on albino people, and he finds the doctors that, you know, treat albino specialists, whatever. He contacts one of them and let them know that, hey, listen, are you treating this guy named Tobias? He looks like this. The doctor says yes. Doctor said that he's scared. He's afraid because, you know, Tobias knows his information, knows all this stuff about him and everything, and knows his children. And he doesn't know when he comes. When he comes, you know, he usually makes the appointment, and it's usually after 6. And so Black Lightning gives him a cell phone. He was like, hey, listen, when dude calls you, let me know and I'll show up. Or if you're tired of being scared, so he gives him a burner phone. So basically, Black Lightning is giving people burner phones. He's out here acting like he's a drug dealer. These burner phones and shit like that. So anyways, so we'll see what the doctor does. And so anyways, Jefferson's at work. His assistant principal comes up to him and was like, yo, you know, I be watching, you know, what goes on in the media, and shows him that his daughter's being, you know, cyber bully, saying that that she acts white, she talks white, but she still got nappy hair, you know, being disrespectful, bullying her, had a white girl's body under it or whatever. And so, you know, Jefferson goes look for his daughter, goes look for Jennifer, and Jennifer's not there, and she's near his office, and he just lets her know that, you know what it's called? It's called crabs in a bucket. Basically, people in fear when they see one person with melanin, you know, get ahead and get up. They think like, okay, they took their chances because people don't believe there can be multi-millions, thousands, and hundreds of thousands of people with melanin to be successful. You know, it's like that slave mentality. It's like that spook that stood by the door. It's that brainwashing. It's that Willie Lynch syndrome where we fight among each other and we get jealous when one person's doing right because we're taught that. So basically we fight among each other. That's why you have people that are at their jobs. If they see that Tanika is getting a raise and she's doing good, then Letitia gets jealous maybe and tries to set her up or snitch on her, try to get her in trouble because, you know, they want to be the number one person at work or perform or simulate with their bosses. Instead of thinking that they can do this together and start their own business, they fight among each other. And it's just like the same syndrome with, you know, back in the day, you couldn't get into church if you couldn't pass the color bag test. Basically, put a brown paper bag, and if you're darker than the paper bag, you couldn't get into church. And if your hair wasn't straight, you couldn't get into church either. So you had to use a straightening comb to straighten your hair. Basically, forming many years ago, I mean, decades ago, forming that hate syndrome where we hate the way we look, we hate our hair, and it comes from way back then. So anyways, let me move on. So anyways, he explains all that to Jennifer, and then Jennifer gets it, but she was like, it still hurts, and I understand. She talks to him about Khalil, that Khalil is, you know, not talking to her, and she don't know what's going on. He was like, well, if Khalil, she goes, how do I know that he really cares about me if it's because, you know, if he really cares, or he's just hurt. And so that's when, you know, Jefferson was like, yo, listen, you just listen to what he says. You can tell whether if it's the pain talking or if it's really him, because basically he's trying to say maybe it's not the pain, it's just who he is, that things are not going the way that he wants it to go. So now he's turning his back on you and mistreating you. And that was probably his character the whole time. And maybe it could be the pain. And so she was like, so how do I know? She was like, look, watch, and listen, and trust your instincts. And so anyways, she goes to talk to Khalil, and Khalil disses her, was like, I don't need you, Becky. It's your fault, the reason why I got shot, because you asked me to go to that protest. You got a good life. You got a father. You got money. Look what I got. I got nothing, and I can't even walk. And then he has on that Rolex, you see that Rolex? He has that face watch with the diamonds in it. So he's already been brought by Tobias. So Tobias, you know, he's in the car with Tobias chilling. Tobias was like, I'm going to have you walk again. He's going to give him that green light drug, or he's going to experiment on him, Lady Eve, and basically see. I don't know if they know that he knows Black Lightning's family, the Jeffersons, the Pearsons, or whatever he does. Are they going to use him to get Nessa? I mean, to get Jennifer, to get Nessa, to get Lynn, to get, Black Lightning, because all he has to do is pretend like everything's all good and snatch up, Jennifer, or find out the information. And then what is, Black Lightning going to do when he sees Khalil walking, trying to come at him, and fight him or whatever? So we'll see how that goes. Or is Khalil going to take the avenue where he's going to be on TV going against, Black Lightning? So we'll see what happens with that. I was like, damn, so they're going to use Khalil real easy. So basically, it's when things go wrong, Khalil changes. But he's a heartbroken young man that had promises of a great future, and it's been taken away. And so he needs somebody to blame. And if he got somebody that can take care of his financial situation where he don't have to worry about that, or his mom, then he's going to run with that. So it is what it is with that situation. So anyways, the doctor called Black Lightning, letting him know Tobias is on his way. So Black Lightning shows up to where the doctor's office is at, and you see Tobias get out his nice little big ass Benz. I don't know what kind of car it was. I'm just saying it's a Benz. And then he's with the girl with the dead eyes. He with Joey Toledo. Basically, Black Lightning is getting upset, and he's gaining power. And he's in both hands. He's ready to kill these mother suckers. And guess what? Gamby gets Lynn on the phone. Lynn calls, Black Lightning. Baby, I love you. This and that. Our kids or whatever. And then there was a glass break or something broke. And then that's when Lynn was like, somebody's breaking into the office. But in the meantime, in between time, guess who's on that way? Nessa's on her way to come save her mother. And she gets in there, she sees the security guard down. And so Black Lightning's aboard mission to go after to save Lynn. But already, that's when, Nessa, she's there. And then the two gunmen, they shoot at, Nessa, but she's able to, hold her breath and block the bullets where they couldn't even touch her. And then everything she has on is nothing she has on is bulletproof. And then they run out or whatever. Lynn already knows that it's Nessa because Nessa was on her way. She could tell it's her daughter, whatever. And so that's when Black Lightning gets there and shows up, and he instantly shoots lightning at her. Lynn can't talk because her hands are tied behind her back, and she has tape over her mouth, so she can't say anything. And they're fighting, and Nessa is beating Black Lightning up, like she's blocking his electricity. She moved out the way so it wouldn't get her, and she's fighting him, she's punching him, she's kicking him, she's flipping him over. She threw him against the glass wall. He went back to the wall. He was all out. Then he's trying to show his power, and she blocks it with her hand like she's fucking powerful. But he's end up getting up underneath her and flipping her over because he has more experience. And he hits her down he lifts her up real high with the electricity and throws her on the ground real quick. And then she lost conscious. And then when he rolls her over to see who she is, he realized that it's Nessa. They call Gamby and they run. And so then, Black Lightning is acting Lynn because they're in the van. Like, what's going on? Like, why was she there? She was like, she's just like you. She got power. She's just like you. And Lynn is just like, damn. But, Black Lightning is like happy too as well. And his daughter can fight because he was happy when Jennifer was able to beat two girls up at the same damn time and break one of their arms. So he was happy then. So I know he's happy. And then it explains why she's so happy that about Black Lightning and all the protests and trying to change something. So Lynn is just like, damn, she doesn't have any broken bones. She just has a concussion. And so now he knows that Nessa has power. And the mother knows that Nessa has power. And Nessa also knows Black Lightning is her father, because once she wakes up at home, she looks over and she sees Black Lightning without his mask on. That's her father. And it's like, damn, I'm so happy they finally got through that. Like, damn, yes. But when is Jennifer going to find out? And I know Jennifer has powers too as well. So it looks like, Black Lightning has a partner, which is his daughter, but I don't know if he gonna want her to be fighting. And Lynn is gonna have a catastrophe. She's going to have a quaternary. She's gonna really be upset about the situation. I was like, damn, they finally know Nessa got power. And then imagine what they can do with her power. And plus Gamby can help. Gamby can help her. But Gambi is shady. Like, he knows a lot of information. So Gambi goes to see, Lady Eve, and basically he was like, I thought the piercings were off. She was off limits. She was like, oh, we wasn't gonna hurt her. We just wanted to know what type of research she was doing. Some unfounded research. Wanted to know what she had. We wasn't gonna hurt her. We just wanted to know her information because she's treading on thin ice. And then so Gambi was like, yo, listen, I didn't expose Tobias or whatever. She was like, well, if you're exposed to Tobias, we'll all be exposed, and we all got secrets. So we know, Gambi's up to no good, even though he's trying to do good, but he's not being honest with Black Lightning. He's not letting him know the real deal. And, most likely he worked with the people that killed, Black Lightning's father, and he probably knows that Black Lightning probably won't forgive him. So, Lady Eve was like, we all work together. We're all in this together. She was working on some files. That's what got her messed up. So I was like, damn. Anyways, peace. I'm out. One love to all my peeps and my peoples.